What's up, everybody? I'm TJ.
And I'm Kelsey, and we are
the Nashville Wine Duo. All right, we ready to do this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, excited.
So your line.
We are here. You say it.
Oh, we are here with the one and only Madison from News Channel 2.
News 2, yeah.
News 2. I think they changed like News 2.
News 2,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the proper way. It's
Yeah,
not
it doesn't matter. No,
News 2.
Okay.
It's for branding purposes.
Branding purposes.
Madison
Yeah.
from News 2. And we are so excited to have you on the podcast
Yeah.
today.
Thanks
Yes.
for having me. I'm excited
I think
to be
you're
here.
our first news person.
Oh gosh, no
Ever.
pressure, right? I don't know, no pressure.
I've never interviewed a
Cheers,
news person
guys.
before.
Yeah, we have to
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. First off, cheers.
Person.
Woo, to the first
Cheers.
news person.
This cab does smell really good.
It's really good.
So we just cheers an awesome Cabernet Sauvignon.
Miracle.
And Madison said she liked Pinot Noirs and Cabs.
I do.
So that is the reason we chose this one. So we'll talk about that a little later after we get to know our friend Madison
Yeah.
from News 2.
Yeah.
Super brand.
So we started, I think, following you on Instagram. I don't even remember how long ago. But then, I think I told you, I would just be around town at different things where they were playing the news, and I was like, oh, we follow Madison from News 2, whatever. And then,
Well, I mean, one thing that was kind of cool, so his father had to go in for a heart procedure, and he had to be there all day at the hospital, and he told me he was watching your segments all day long on the it was during
CMA Fest. CMA
right,
Fest,
yeah.
Yeah, and I think that was I could tell it was I don't know, comforting and fun for him. So that was hard time, being in the hospital and watching you. And he's like, I know her, and her news segments are so good.
And it's so interesting because sometimes I think you forget that you're talking to people. You're in front of a camera, but you sometimes forget there are other people on the other end of that. And so for you to say that, you being at the hospital with your dad, and then you're like, oh, okay, cool, I made someone smile today. If that's all I can do, that's makes it all worth it.
Yeah,
right? So that was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. I could just tell you were having so much fun down there.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
And, we don't really get to do a lot of fun things a lot because our jobs can be very hard, obviously, with so much going on in the world. But the times we do get to have those moments, like CMA Fest or whatever else we might be doing, that I think makes it all worth it.
Was that your first CMA experience?
Yeah, so I just moved here in January with my fiance, so never been to a CMA Fest ever, but I'm a huge country music fan, so that was kind of the dream assignment, everybody at my station was like, I don't think you're going to come back to the station after this. I think you're going to be there all day long, and I was, and they were all like, you just seem so happy this week. I've never seen you this happy.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, because typically I'm covering crime and, just horrible things. Yeah. But that week was so much fun.
Did you meet anybody really cool?
Lainey Wilson.
Oh, that is cool.
She is one of my favorites in country right now. And actually, it was very cool because when my dad found out he had cancer in January, he passed in February. Thank you. Lainey was one of his favorites. And so I messaged her back in January and I explained to her that he had cancer and, that he probably wasn't going to be around much longer. And she didn't have to do this, but she stopped and made a video for him, a message to send to him in the hospital.
Wow.
And addressed him by name and sang for him. And so I got to show him that, and being able to tell her in person how much that meant to him was very special. And so it just was all full circle moment. I think if there was anyone I was wanting to meet, it was definitely her, and for that reason, and so that was really cool.
Did she make the connection, when you told her, hey, do you remember that video?
Yeah, she did.
Wow.
She did. Yeah, I thanked her, and
so
she
cool.
just, said, it's no problem, and she commented on my Instagram that day and was like, it was so nice to meet you in person. Yeah, but she made that connection. She's just so down to earth, and you can tell that. Yeah, she just loves people, and I just love her. So yeah, that was really cool.
That's an
That's
awesome
a very
story.
cool
Yeah.
story. It makes me like her even more now.
Yeah, she's really awesome. Yeah.
So tell us about like how you got into the news and like
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have always grown up watching local news. It was always on in my house growing up. And so my parents would always tell me, you can do that. I can so see you doing that. I was always in shows growing up, and I've always liked to write and to read. So they always encouraged me to go into local news. And when it came time to go to college and pick a major, I just stuck with communications, not thinking I could pursue it, because you hear it's so competitive, and it is. So I just didn't think that I was cut out for it or could do it. So I mainly focused on PR classes, communication classes. But then my junior year, I took a photojournalism class, and my professor just was so passionate about journalism that it made me want to be passionate about it too. And so that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to do it. And so when you commit to being a reporter and broadcast, you kind of go in with this understanding of you have to move around the country in order to start. So 2 weeks after graduation, I packed up everything and moved to Eugene, Oregon.
Oh, wow.
Like the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
Not really. I'm from Jersey, so to me that was like, where am I moving to? Where am I going? But that was really cool because it was a whole new experience to kind of just see a different side of the country I'd never been to, and to start my career. And I met my fiance there.
Wow.
So that's really cool.
It's a good thing you did go.
Yeah, exactly. And now everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah.
And so
Right.
looking
Totally.
back at my life, I know that happened for a reason. So I met him in Eugene. He was also a reporter at my station when I was out there. And so we met, and then I was out there for a year. He left the TV industry. I continued in Virginia. I worked at a station out there for 2.5 years. And I was doing traffic reporting there, anchoring, a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm at News 2 now. So yeah, I just all over the country. And
Were you ever scared to be on like camera?
oh gosh, if I could show you my stuff.
Oh, man.
From the Eugene days,
Yeah.
you would be like, what in the world?
Is it kind of like anything though? I feel like it's like any kind of job that like it just takes time, like, and you learn like how to get better at like doing it. Because I'm like, even when we first started this, like, I mean, we were just doing it, an IGTV and like being like messing up and being like, oh my gosh, this is horrible, and like,
Right.
But I think the more and more you are, on camera, probably the better you get at it, right? I mean,
Yeah, and I think that's why they encourage you to start small. Like, don't graduate thinking you're going to move to Boston or to
Right.
Nashville to start, you have to kind of start small and make those mistakes, and you will make, not that people don't make them in bigger markets now, but yeah, I definitely made some. Looked a little foolish on TV.
it's
but
fun though to probably look back.
It is fun to look back.
Is there one that comes to your mind that you remember?
There was a time when you just do silly things, like you're supposed to be on and you don't realize you're on, and you kind of just like, I have a clip of me where they're coming to me and I just like don't even know that I'm on, and I'm just like totally discombobulated, or I was talking really fast because I was nervous and you don't even understand anything I'm saying, and I just look like a little kid, and they're doing the news, and I just feel bad. I'm like, these people in this town had to watch me do this. But so thank you to anyone from Eugene, Oregon that might be listening that had to endure that. And but yeah, that's just how you learn and you just grow. And like you said, the more you do something, the better you get at it.
I think news though sometimes can be like the best comedy ever. Like some of the stories that come out of it. I showed him one the other day about this guy that like killed this guy's rooster.
You hear some crazy things. Both watching it and
Yes.
working in it, you just hear some crazy things. Nothing surprises me now, You kind of hear a story and you're like, what's it going to be today?
Yeah.
The world is crazy.
It
That's
really
for
is.
sure.
There's been a lot of viral moments from interviewing people like at I mean, hide your kids. I mean, like, what I mean? Like
things
all
like
those,
that.
things like that went
Okay.
viral. It's just like from just live interviews
Live
at a scene
interviews.
or whatever. Yeah. I remember the woman too that she said, I got bronchitis. Remember that one?
No, I didn't see that one.
That was the one. Yeah, I mean, there's just like tons of them that come to mind of like those happened in that moment where a news reporter was.
Oh, and the rooster guy too. The
rooster one was.
He was like. He was like, you want me to call the chicken police? He's like, it was so funny, and he was talking about how like he's like they get killed at KFC every day, at Popeyes.
This is a crazy
Nothing
video.
surprises me. There was an interview the other day we did. There was a fire. It was a business fire. And our photographer interviewed someone on the scene, and this guy, like, people love to ham it up for the camera.
Right.
Like, obviously something serious is happening. No one was hurt in that fire, thankfully, and that's why I feel okay talking about this. But there was no one inside. And people just, they know they're on, and they turn it on for the camera. And he was like, and so I found out there was a fire, and I went, skirt, right outside the building. And you just watch that back as the reporter, and you're like, this is hysterical, but I cannot use this.
I cannot use this. Oh.
I can't use this,
Have you ever been reporting and the people like behind you are the ones that are waving to the camera trying to get it like on their 2 seconds of fame?
Yeah, there are people that will do that, or I know you've probably seen the infamous, I can't say it here on the podcast right now, the guy grabs the mic, says something I can't repeat.
Oh, I don't know if I saw that.
We'll talk about it after. No one's ever like said anything to me. My fiance, actually, he was reporting in Oregon, and he was in the middle of doing a live shot outside a hospital. Something had happened, and this guy who was mad at the hospital, his mom or something was there, and he wasn't happy with the care she was receiving, and he came up behind my fiance in the live shot and just started like screaming and cussing, and the producers didn't dump out. They kept on him. I don't know why, but my fiance just turned around and was like, "Sir," just very pleasant, "can you please leave the live shot?"
Did he?
No, he didn't. But I'm like, kudos to him for being so calm. But no, nothing like that's ever happened to me, thankfully. So hopefully, knock on wood, that doesn't happen,
So when you transferred to like from Virginia to Nashville, is it like you are looking for openings? Are they posting openings somewhere? It's like, oh, I have a chance to transfer to this market?
Yeah, so the goal is to always move up in market size. I think after Nashville, I'm done. I love it here, and so my fiance and I want to stay here. But yeah, so I was with the same company that owns News 2 back in Virginia, and so I knew Nashville was the goal for me. So I started reaching out to my current news director, who's my boss, and I told him I was interested in Nashville, and next time there's an opening, just let me know. And being within the company definitely helped. So when it came time and there was an opening, he contacted me and said, "We have this morning reporter job opening. Are you interested?" And this was back in October of last year. So it's been like a long time coming.
Yeah.
And my old station told me I couldn't leave until December. They wanted me to finish out the year, rightfully so. So I did, and then moved to Nashville. But yeah, they post openings just like any other job. But in this industry, it's good to be, aggressive and kind of have especially if you want to be in one market in particular. You can go anywhere in the country. But if you have one specific place in mind, it's kind of harder to nail that down. So you kind of have to be more aggressive to do that. So
in the big scheme of things, is Nashville a pretty big market for the news? Like that kind of like...
Yeah. I know. When I talk about this, I'm like, I don't know if people quite understand. Like,
well, hold on. I have to say something. I kind of think I do because of the movie Up Close and Personal. With Robert Redford and Michelle Pfeiffer. And
I haven't seen that.
What? You have to if you are a news person.
Oh, gosh.
So it's all about how he was like this huge time news person and showed her how to, like, Chicago was like the ultimate market to get up to. Chicago, New York. And in like LA and all that. And he's this big time person, veteran, been in the news industry for like 30 years. Michelle Pfeiffer sends in this tape from her graduation trying to report the news. It's like really embarrassing.
Oh gosh.
They hire her on as a weather girl and to get coffee. First coffee, and then she wants to do the weather. And everything is just so bad and embarrassing, and people make fun of her. But he helps her like move all the way up, and then eventually she ends up like doing the news for like inside a prison when this prison gets... You gotta watch this.
It sounds like our lives as reporters
literally,
starting.
It shows how like her fighting to get like it's so cutthroat, and her like fighting to get step to step to step, and him helping her go through. And then at one point he realizes he watches her on the news, and he's just like,
She's arrived.
She's
got
done it.
She's made it.
And then he ends up just, but they're married. They end up getting married.
I love that.
It's really cute.
Yeah, there are 200 markets. I think the smallest is like somewhere out in Montana or something. I don't even know. Some middle of nowhere town. But number 1, New York City. So Nashville is about 28, 27, somewhere around that range. So it's a big market.
There,
yeah, it is. It's definitely a market you work, not just 2 years and you get to. Well, nowadays the industry is kind of changing, and bigger markets are more. You hear them hiring younger people, less experienced, I guess you should say, people. For what reason? I don't really know. It's just kind of the way the industry's changing. But used to be that to work in Nashville, I've heard you would need at least 5 years of experience. Now, not so much, 2 years maybe, just depending on, I guess, whatever the news director's looking for. But Nashville's a really good market to be in.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Well, we're proud of you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And you like Nashville a lot?
I love Nashville. What's not to love about Nashville, right?
What's your favorite restaurant you've eaten at while you've been here?
Oh gosh, there's so many, but
Top 3.
Top 3? Okay. I know this is kind of touristy, but the Loveless Cafe is really good. Their biscuits
Very popular,
are 10 out of 10.
Yep, very popular.
Let's see what else. Gosh. We try to eat at somewhere different every time we go out somewhere. But yeah, definitely Loveless Cafe. Hattie B's is really good for hot chicken. Bella Napoli, it's Italian.
Yes,
we love that
love
place.
Do you?
Bella Napoli.
Good.
Yes.
They're the best lasagna I've ever had.
I had lasagna. Didn't we just have pizza? I think
We had pizza.
Okay.
And you can bring your own wine in too.
Can you?
Yes.
Well,
You
I
just
think
have a
it's
cork
paid
fee,
fee.
but yes.
The more you know.
That's,
Yes.
So that's
The
enough.
more
But
you
they do
know.
have a good wine list too.
They do.
But
Yeah.
you
We
can
all need
also-
to go.
Yeah,
Oh, we
let's
love
do
that.
it. We're down.
Let's do
We
it.
love that place.
Yeah.
And then Barcelona.
Yes, I've been to Barcelona too. That was really good
yeah,
too.
That's a
Been
really
there
cool
twice
place
now. Yeah.
over that direction. But
We always find ourselves, my fiance and I, in Edge Hill.
Edge Hill.
I don't know. That's that. You know what that little
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
Bella Napoli is.
Yeah,
Barcelona. We
yeah.
always find ourselves eating there. Sadie's is there too. That's really good.
I've heard of Sadie's.
What's that speakeasy?
oh, the
Old Glory.
yes.
Yes.
Old
yeah.
Glory. Do you live close to that area?
We live in Antioch.
Oh, you live in
No,
Antioch.
but
Okay.
we're always going to town and and Franklin too. What's that Irish pub?
Oh, yes.
Right on,
Yeah.
that main street.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
right
talking
downtown
about?
Franklin.
Gosh, I wish I remember the name because it's so good. But we had that
Now
for
that
the
you
first
asked me, I
time.
forget the name. But yes, I know what you're talking about right there.
That place is really
Yep.
good too.
We usually go to where we get the drinks.
Obi Joyful
Obi
and
Joyful
Gray's.
and Gray's.
Gray's on Main.
Okay.
Very,
Yeah.
very good.
Obi Joyful has
Yes.
great cocktails.
Yes.
you know.
It's like a bourbon bar.
They're like
Okay.
Good
$12,
cocktails there.
but
Yeah.
that's cocktails these days.
And we like 55 South too.
I think I've been there.
Yes.
It's the only place I can get oysters that because you can't really get that many oysters. And
I know.
I love seafood. I'm a
I do
huge seafood
too.
fan.
That's the one
and you
thing.
can't really find anything here that's like, obviously because of where we're located, but
You probably had good seafood in Virginia.
Amazing.
I was gonna
seafood.
say, that's
I know,
a-
and trying
that's like
it
a spot
here,
right
it's so
there.
iffy. You never know. But so
Yeah.
if you have good seafood recommendations,
well,
let me know.
Henrietta Red.
Where's that?
I think it's downtown, right?
I think I've
Henrietta
never
Red.
been, but you
So
could.
they legit they fly in it's a legit place for oysters. They're known to be like an oyster bar.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did a Zoom with the owner of
With the
Henrietta
chef.
Red.
Oh,
and
cool.
She
Yeah.
explained the whole process of where they get the oysters
And
from.
they get them
It's
all over.
All over. They're flown in.
Yeah,
fresh.
they're flown in fresh, and
Yep.
I think she even has a Michelin star. It's a really good restaurant. So I'm gonna send you up close and personal and Henrietta Red, and then maybe you go out to dinner and then go home and watch that with your husband.
Yes, love that idea. Love that
Beyonce.
idea.
When are you guys getting married?
Yeah, next October
Next
in
October.
Dixon.
And Dixon.
Nice.
There's a chapel out there. Well, it's a chapel and barn. It's called Firefly Lane.
Okay.
So we found it on the Knot, I believe, thenot.com. We were just kind of looking everywhere. We wanted a barn venue out in the country somewhere. We were just kind of struggling with finding somewhere we both could agree on and liked. And then we looked at the knot one more time. We were getting frustrated, and then this place popped up, and it is everything.
Really?
Yeah, it's really great. It's amazing. It's an open air chapel, so there are like no windows. It's beautiful.
Wow.
It's really, really beautiful.
So you have a Tennessee wedding.
I know, a Tennessee wedding. I know our whole family's going to come in. Mine's from Jersey. His are from Oklahoma.
Okay.
So we're making everyone meet us in the middle, and it's going to be fun.
I feel like October's a perfect time for,
Oh, totally.
especially for like an outdoor vibe, like
Yeah.
Tennessee,
Yeah.
For pictures and
October.
stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a
What about honeymoon? Are you playing that yet?
Not yet. We're kind of talking about where we might want to go. We're talking about Italy, potentially. So,
That would be amazing.
That's our dream trip.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, just because of the wine and the old world, like just
The
I
food.
like that.
And
The
actually,
food,
people I've talked to
yes.
that have been to France or been to Italy, like I've asked multiple people. Because at Trader Joe's, we meet so many people that have just traveled, and hands down, most people would say Italy instead. Because they say, like, the people overall, I think, tend to be more friendly. I've heard that. And then also they say they enjoyed the food more in Italy versus France, which I'm sure France is still incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But,
And y'all met at Trader Joe's. That's what you
yeah.
said.
Yes. We
That's
did.
so funny.
Yep.
Yes. So
did.
I've been at the Green Hills location for 14 years.
Okay.
Yep.
And then she's been there 5 years.
Yeah, about 5,
And
6
we
years.
we met at Trader Joe's, and the
Yep.
rest is history.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty easy to become close to people there. I mean, you're living like literally like everybody that works there is like 40 hours employees. So we're around each other all the time. So we became really, really good friends. And yep, rest is history.
Yep. And I started writing the wine order there, and she was writing the cheese order.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's
And
kind of
then
how we
that's
started our
launched our
Instagram.
Instagram page. Like,
Yeah, so we just started like posting about. Since we felt like nobody was wanting to talk about like wine from grocery stores because they think it's like
The $2, what is it called from
$2
Trader?
chug.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing. What do you mean no one wants to talk about
No,
that?
well, I mean, people that respect people in the wine world, a lot of the time, they don't really think it's cool to talk about wine that's under $10.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
we do too.
Anything.
We do too.
I think it's
mean,
cool.
now we talk about all wine, but in the beginning, it was originally talking about wine on a budget, and because we have a bottle a night, and if you have a bottle of wine a night, and we're not like loaded, we're not rich,
Going out of control.
No, so it's like we wanted to be able to find bottles that we could drink that were affordable, and we felt like Trader Joe's. It's just like Costco where they don't have a middleman, so they can bring down the cost way down. They'll buy something like in bulk from a winery, really, really good wine, and it's not like crap wine. Like some of them aren't great, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah. there's
majority
some,
of them, though, I would say are very good.
But I was talking to somebody 2 days ago, and they said we were talking about Sincere. Which, do you know what a Sincere is?
No.
It's like it's a Sauvignon Blanc, but it's from a certain region in France called Sincere. So they usually in France they name it by the region.
So a lot
That's
of
fancy.
Yeah,
That's
so
all
Sincere
I
is a
know.
Sauvignon
so
Blanc.
people see Sancerre and they don't realize it's just a Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah, it's just Sauvignon Blanc. So if you like Sauvignon Blancs, you would love it. But
can't find
all
one
that to
now.
say, he was saying a normal Sincere would be about $30 to $40 range, right? Just if you went to your wine shop. Trader Joe's has one for $14.99 and $17.99.
Yeah.
So put that in comparison of like the big picture, like they're getting premium wine and then they're bringing like the value to the customer where you can get an incredible bottle of wine for.
And that's how all their
You know?
products are for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if you're spending $6, $7, $10, you're probably getting maybe $20, $25 bottle of wine,
Right.
depending on what it is.
That's cool. Yeah.
So you're still drinking a good bottle of wine.
But a lot of people
but
in the
not
wine
spending a
world
fortune.
don't realize that.
They don't realize that.
So.
So, and Costco's the same way. You can get really, really great quality wine for.
You'll have the secrets.
Yes.
I love it.
Well, we need to talk about this wine.
Yes.
Yes.
So we wanted to
Miracle.
introduce Madison to this one called Miracle, which we got this on our Tennessee Titans Wine Club membership called the Foolish Club that we're a part of. And we thought it'd be cool to introduce you to the Tennessee Titans Wine Club
Go
since you're a
Titans.
Nashville
Yes.
girl now.
I'm a Nashvilleian now.
Yeah, Nashvilleian.
And you said you didn't even know that Tennessee Titans had a wine club.
I did not know.
Yes.
No, now I know.
First NFL team to have one. This Cabernet Sauvignon is called Miracle.
Can I read the back of
And,
this actually?
Do it.
So, on January 8th, 2000, Titans fans witnessed a legendary play that will live on forever. the Music City
Yeah,
Miracle.
I've heard about this. Now it all makes sense.
With 16 seconds remaining in the AFC wildcard playoff game, the Titans pulled off a cross-field lateral pass on a kickoff return for a game-winning touchdown. Celebrate this historic moment and toast the miracles to come with the Foolish Club 2019 Cabernet Miracle. With a complex flavor that's easy to enjoy, this wine is a classic with memorable finish, just like the game from which it takes its name.
Wow.
The Music City Miracle.
There you
Yeah,
go.
so that's pretty cool.
That's how they got the name.
Nice.
This is a really, really nice cab,
It is
too.
a reserve.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think of it? What are
I'm
you
no
getting?
expert.
What are you
Let me
getting?
twirl it around.
Twirl it around.
Let me not spill it
What
over
are you-
y'all's table.
What are
but
you getting?
I'm getting. It's giving. All I know is it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good.
Hey, that's the most important thing. That's all you need to
good.
know. I love it. Dark fruits.
I think there's a lot of plum. I get plum.
Yeah, I'm getting oak, vanilla.
Dark cherry.
Mhm.
A little bit of
Definitely dark
chocolatey.
Yeah, just a little chocolatey espresso kind of
it.
thing.
Okay.
But
So yeah, twirl it, spin it, and then go put your nose in it, and then smell it. See if you can smell any of that. You smell any of the vanilla or the
The
chocolate?
vanilla a little bit now that you mention that.
Yep, a little vanilla. I love this cab.
I love it too.
This
Yeah.
is good.
Very good.
It
a
is good.
Very, very nice cab.
Man, I really like it actually a
It's the
lot.
2019, so
Wow.
it's starting to get some age on it. And
This is good.
yeah.
Go Titans.
Go Titans. Thank God for the Music City Miracle.
Oh my gosh.
And this miracle.
Yeah, and then the Tennessee Titans, the Foolish Club. So tell them about the different. There's just a few different.
Yeah, so there's 2 memberships that you can be a part of, a 3-bottle and a 6-bottle membership. And you
Yep.
get that twice a year. So if you go to foolishclub.com, you can get all the information on it. But yeah, we wanted you to experience the Tennessee Titan wine.
Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I
So
might have to go become a member now.
Yeah,
that would
good
be awesome.
stuff.
It's worth it. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
and yeah,
Good
you know,
wine.
whenever the
And the
games are
wine-
on, the women can just
So the wine does
on
come.
Throw
The
it
wine
on
does
back.
come from California, Napa Valley.
Napa Valley.
Yep. So it is a California cab.
Yeah, and cabs are known to be good from California. I like this one a lot.
All right. So as we wrap up this podcast, craziest news story that you've been a part of.
Or thing that's happened to you.
Yeah, that's like so it's
gosh.
like you would not believe like this is crazy.
There are so many crazy things that happen. I have to think back. I mean, gosh. A lot of it's sad, you know, that
Oh,
we
really?
do. That's the thing. A lot of
That's-
it's sad,
yeah.
you know. We cover a lot of sad things, but
Have you ever had to be like the one in the? I've seen like during. Well, I don't know if Virginia gets snow, but like here, like the snow people will be in the car like during the blizzard and be like, "We just drove around 30 miles to."
Yeah.
I think
and this
that,
ro-"
that in itself is very crazy. Yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
not so much in Virginia, but here, everybody told me it didn't snow that much here, right?
Everybody told you that?
That's what everybody. Did they lie to me?
Yeah.
We get ice.
Y'all
Which
got
is
a lot
crazy.
more than ice.
Yeah.
Well, yes, this is
No,
yeah.
but
The past couple of years has been
I
crazy.
feel like it's every like 10 years it'll be like
There's
you'll get snow.
yeah.
Yeah.
I came here. My first day on the job was kind of the usual, like meetings, paperwork, all that good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then my news director came to me and he was like, "We're gonna get all this snow." It was January something. He's like, "We're gonna get all this snow.
The January
We
snowstorm."
need you to be in the field tomorrow." It's my second day. I didn't even have like my I was brand new, right?
You have like a
You didn't have your
coat
LL Bean jacket yet?
They thankfully gave me a jacket to wear. Thankfully, my news director thought about that, and he got me my little News 2 jacket, to wear in the snow. So they sent me out to 5th and Broadway. I got to go on the rooftop.
I want to film this story. Hold on. Keep
It
going.
was like, it was crazy. I mean, and then driving home that day, I got stuck in Antioch over all the hills. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I got stuck like 3 times, but what I noticed that day was there's so many nice people here that are willing to stop and help you. There were so many people stopping and like helping me up the hills. Yeah, that was really cool. And I thought, okay, this is just an anomaly. it won't snow again while I'm here. It snowed till like April. And they were like, we really need you to come in. And it involves you standing out in the middle, and you're telling people to stay inside, right? Like, that's the advice. Right. But then you have a moment where you're like, I'm telling people to stay inside, but I'm out here outside. On the side of the road, like trying not to fall, trying to stay warm. And that's the cool thing about news, though, because I don't spend a lot of time in an office. I'm out in the field, and I get to bond with people in the community. And so my coworkers, I guess, essentially are, I have my news coworkers, but then also people in the community that I don't, you wouldn't get to see every single day if you had an office job. And also too, you get really close with your photographers in news, because it's you and your photographers. So they kind of become like family. So I have one photographer that I work with. He's actually officiating our wedding. Like, we've gotten very close. He's an awesome guy. And so you just spend so much time with them that they just truly become like family. It's cool.
Yeah.
So what kind of winter jacket did you eventually get?
Whatever the little News 2.
Yeah,
whatever LLB.
I think it's LLB, because I think at the end of News 2 they always say jackets
a little
official by LL Bean. Yeah, that's why I said LL Bean.
My news director gave me an LL Bean jacket. He was like, you might need this. He was right. I needed it until April. So, but yeah, hopefully next year, 2023, there's not that much snow, because
we'll see.
We'll see. I don't know.
Well, we really appreciate you coming and talking with us today, and coming and meeting us, and
so people really can watch you in the mornings.
Yeah, Good Morning Nashville from 4 to 7 a.m. You can find me there.
4 to 7 a.m.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. Our anchors are a lot of fun. Meteorologist Megan's a lot a lot of fun.
4 to 7 a.m.
Wait, so what time do you have to get up in the morning?
I guess that in itself is crazy. 2 a.m.
Ew.
2 a.m.
I wake up at 2 a.m.
I thought I had it bad. What time? Yeah, so
7 o'clock. So right now
it's bedtime.
3. We've got 4 hours until bedtime.
So you go to bed at 7?
I try. Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, a lot of melatonin. And when your body gets, I don't want to say used to this shift, because you never truly get used to it, but you just become so tired all the time that this Cab Sauv is going to just knock me right out.
Wow. I am not a morning person, so this is pretty crazy.
Okay, so my other question. So you're like remote, so you're going to a destination.
Yes.
So you can't just roll out of bed and kind of go into the studio and then get made up like there. Because I've seen those videos too, where the news reporter's like walks in Uggs and like, and then they get made up, like she does her makeup and does all this stuff at the studio. You don't have that luxury.
No.
You got to be ready to go once you get on location, right?
Yeah, so, and we do all of our own makeup, which I think surprises a lot of people.
You do all your own makeup?
Yeah.
That's surprising,
I think people think we come to work and we have people that do it for us.
I would think so.
ABC News, the big timers, they have that, but us locally, we have to do our own. So I come to work, no makeup, completely disheveled, spilling stuff on myself at 3 a.m., like half asleep. Come to work and, get my assignment. We head to our live shot location, wherever that may be. And that could be Nashville, Clarksville, Erin, Tennessee, Bowling Green, Kentucky. I mean, literally every day it changes. And so I kind of just do my makeup on the way to so it's it's not glamorous.
Yeah.
It's not glamorous at all.
Although it looks so glamorous.
It looks so glamorous.
Yeah, it does look so glamorous.
But it's not, and I'm writing scripts in the car.
But then you're done by 7.
The shows, yeah. And then we come back for the 11 o'clock news too. So.
Oh. Yeah. How long do you stay for that?
It's about an hour. So.
And then you get to go home?
At noon. Yeah.
That's pretty much a regular 8-hour shift.
She works a regular job.
Yeah, but I would think that if she's doing all of that.
What do you think? She's fancy and only has to work 3 hours a day?
I was kind of thinking
she's Madison from News 2. I only have to work 3 hours a day.
In my mind, I'm thinking this girl has to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. She should be done with work
by 5.
No.
That should be a thing. Hey, if my bosses are listening, we can make that work, right? But.
Oh my gosh.
No, we've got the 11 o'clock
I put in a good 2 hours this morning. I'm good. Going home.
7 o'clock ends and we're on to the next story. So sometimes, it could be anything. But lately I've been doing a lot of court cases. So getting to court at like 9 o'clock and, stay in court and then do an 11 o'clock live shot and be done. But yeah, 3 to noon is the shift.
3 to noon is the shift.
Yeah. early mornings. Whew. Lots of coffee fuels my days. Yeah, I know. It's
wow.
Do you? Well, I guess it'd be hard to watch yourself because you're not like taping stuff. Is it hard to watch yourself like if you did see a recording of yourself or like somebody like is it like hard to watch yourself?
You mean as in like, do I like to?
Yeah.
Not necessarily, honestly, because I don't know, it's just weird to hear yourself talk back, but it's good too, I think, in the professional sense of like watching yourself back to see what you could do differently or whatever, you know, but I don't know, I just don't like to.
Because you hear of like movie stars that don't ever see their movies, like they just like can't do it.
Maybe I should be like
Johnny Depp never watches his own movies.
Johnny Depp's never watched his own movies.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there's people like that, but for me, I would like to see and like try and be more like craft my whatever I do. Like, I didn't like what I did there. I'm going to try and fix that in the future, or whatever.
Or like my hair looked crazy because I just woke up and stumbled out of bed, and I want to see maybe tomorrow I can do better.
Right?
But yeah, I mean, it's always good to watch yourself back to see what and that's advice I've gotten from mentors. Like, watch yourself back, see listen to your delivery, see what you can do differently, and just kind of make yourself better in that sense. But yeah, it is weird watching yourself back and listening to yourself back. It is, but the good thing is you're talking, but you're not talking about yourself. You're telling a story, right? So you can listen back and hear how you told that story. But yeah, it's really cool.
Well, we appreciate you so much.
Thanks
giving
for
us
having
the
me.
Insight into the news and news too.
Yes.
Welcome to Nashville.
Thank you.
And thanks for being our friend on Instagram.
Thanks for having me.
More
I love being y'all's friend.
Cheers.
Cheers.